I've looked into Stoicism a bunch now. It's like what I've been reading whenever I'm not reading a lot of like business and like marketing or other books like that. One of the things that I actually read every single day, I know you mentioned like the Instagram and whatnot for the Daily Stoic or just online. I've been reading the Daily Stoic like fully through. That was my New Year's resolution. I don't really believe in like New Year's resolutions. I think that's like stupid, but I say like you should just like start the stuff immediately. Like you don't have to wait till January 1st. But I thought with this book, it'd be a good thing to like actually do as like a New Year's resolution, so to say. So I've been reading the Daily Stoic. So I meditate like every morning. So I'll like meditate, and then I'll journal, and then I'll read like the chapter, like the page of the day for the Daily Stoic. I added that in over in January at the start of the year. And that's been super fun. It like gives me like a good reminder like every day to basically just stop for a second and think about whatever it is that they're talking about. That one's by Ryan Holiday. And Ryan Holiday has a bunch of different books on Stoicism. One of the ones that I really enjoyed was Ego is the Enemy. That one really just talks about how like ego is the enemy to becoming successful and to like the success that you have and essentially everything in between, which was a very good read. I really like that. Every now and then I'll go back through it and look at them. So Ryan Holiday for Stoicism, he's got a whole bunch of different stuff, whether that's books or just online. I'll link a bunch of the stuff as well. And another one you mentioned, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. That was one of my first reads into Stoicism, which I really liked as well. I enjoyed that because the cool thing about Meditations was it's like his personal journal from this emperor of Rome from like a long time ago. And it's like not supposed to be read by anybody else, almost kind of like how you said a little while ago, like how your book you didn't intend for other people to read it and like you switched it to something more that like people could then kind of understand and read. His is not like switched at all. It's just like his basically like a
Mhm.
journal from a long time ago. So it's really cool to look into the thought process of an old emperor of Rome and how he was able to basically just like kind of hold himself back almost in a sense of like understanding a lot of life and things in general at such like a powerful position back in the day. And I find that really awesome. I have like some highlights. I actually have like the ebook version in my library, and I have like highlights of stuff, which is fantastic. I'll pull that up. But I know one thing that actually was very important to me whenever I was reading this. I have it pulled up here like a highlight. It was a quote from here, which is, "No, you do not have thousands of years to live. Urgency is on you. While you live, while you can, become good." I thought that that was a very interesting quote, and it kind of pushed me to start taking action on different things, which is fun. But I would say definitely that's why I like philosophy, and I think that it helps you really think in general and just think about different things and different perspectives to view the view life honestly. But I really like that quote. I love that you brought up stoicism, and I was interested in the fact that you have such a unique view on philosophy and life.
Yeah, I mean, Meditations is definitely a super quotable book, and I also always write down. I have the I have the physical version, so it's kind of harder to just highlight whatever. But the important quotes, I write them down, and it's what you said. It's amazing to have this raw insight into a man's mind, and if you haven't, I highly recommend Letters from a Stoic as well. Is it's basically this guy from ancient Greece, if I'm not mistaken, called Seneca, and it's
Mm,
just a collection of letters that he was writing to his brother-in-law about a bunch of different stuff. But it's incredible how raw it is, and there are some of those, like some of those letters are just basically him telling his brother-in-law to like stop suffering. Like, I know your son died or something like that. I don't remember the specifics, but I know your son died, but there's no reason for you to brood now. I mean, it's all done. It's and just in general, talking a lot about things that usually we don't hear, we don't listen from our friends. It's a very different type of um consolation and different type of support that is, I think it's amazing because it actually helps you focus on what's important. and not necessarily get tied up on the things that already happened or the things that are outside of your control, which is then part of the stoic mindset.